Guys, it's me, it's the Boomer Rant, and we're ranting from Vegas. Listen. This goes to the short that I put up earlier today about how prisoners are refusing. They're refusing to go to court. We just had another one over the weekend that refused to leave their cell to go to the court date. Okay. They have an order to be in court on a specific date and time, and they don't want to go. So they refuse to leave their cell. Oh, I didn't know that's how it worked. The other thing they're doing is, now there's 20 or so, maybe a little more than that, inmates in the Department of Corrections here in Nevada that are refusing medical testing for communicable diseases, specifically tuberculosis. Now, if you don't know about the law regarding this, if you want to Google it, you can, but I'll tell you right here on the channel that the law says they can refuse medical treatment and testing unless it has to do with communicable diseases like tuberculosis. Okay? So they can't refuse it. So they have to have it done. So there are laws that tell them this. There's a law that tells them about that. There's the law that tells them that they have to be in court at a specific date and time, and if they don't, then what happens? They get a bench warrant for their arrest. Oh, but they're already incarcerated. Ah, that throws a wrinkle in the plan. Now, let me tell you something. They're fucking prisoners. What do you mean they refused? You're telling me if you, as the corrections department, if you decide that you want to go search their cell because you've got it on good authority that they may have a weapon, let's say, or drugs, let's say, in their cell, and they refuse to come out, is that just it? Oh, well, they just refuse. We'll have to get a judge to sign some paperwork in a few days. No! You guys send a whole crew of people in there, all done up with your fucking things, all your things, your protective gear, and you go in there and you make the prisoner get out of the fucking cell so you can search his cell. Do the same shit when it's time to go to court and it's time to go get tested for tuberculosis. The guards and the guards' families don't want to bring home tuberculosis to their family, I'm sure of it. I'm sure that the prisoners don't give a shit about that, but that does not matter. We should not give a shit about them. They're goddamn prisoners. They're breaking the fucking law. That's why they're there in the first place. What do you mean they're refusing? And the other part of this rant has to do with the fucking laws that they're talking about. Okay? In a previous rant just a few days ago, I told you about an elementary school here in the Vegas area where a kid was hit by a car. Kid's fine, but they had a bunch of excuses why they weren't going to put the blinking yellow lights up on the signs. They weren't moving the crosswalk closer to the school because why? There was no law that said they had to. So now there are laws. There are laws that say you have to be tested for communicable diseases when you're in prison. There are laws that say you got to go to fucking court when you're supposed to. What the fuck is the problem then? Why aren't we making them go? Why aren't we making them test? This shit, guys, this one upsets me, but I gotta go.